So I'm completing the worksheet and I'm reading this first scenario. And so I understand that people are going to randomly see either Mike or Mary as the main character in this situation. And it sounds like this is definitely this person's fault. Uh, and if I were in this situation, I would probably apologize. And one thing that I'm thinking is that in my experience, women tend to apologize a lot more than men. I don't know if there's a class reading that we have that goes with it, though I do remember a class discussion where we talked about women are more likely, when something goes wrong, women are more likely to internalize blame and men are more likely to externalize it. So I kind of want to show something that where she apologizes and maybe really internalizes it. And the hypothesis that I'm testing is, I think if it's Mary, people will see Mary as very low in confidence, but maybe high in warmth. Whereas I'm going to expect that if it's Mike, maybe it won't be quite so bad with confidence, but maybe they'll see that as being kind of counter stereotypical, so it will hurt his warmth. So let me go ahead and write something that's going to be over the top apology. Okay, so I thought about this a bunch and wrote up something that I think people might actually say something a little bit like this. And what I tried to do was kind of have her beg for mercy. And this to me seems very female typical, and really showing a lot of concern for emotions. So my hypothesis is that Mary will be seen as less warm or more warm, seen as more warm and less confident than Mike. And this is based on readings that suggest that we expect people to behave in stereotypical ways. And so this is stereotypical for women. So here's what I wrote up, because we've done lots of readings that say we expect people to behave in stereotypical ways. So I think when Mary says it, because this is kind of a female response, so it will increase her warmth, but it will lend to some doubts of Mike, and he'll be seen as less likable, less someone would maybe want to be friends with. Because, and I'm thinking of that reading on men can't say that to men. And so I also think that men would be particularly harsh on Mike, so men will be particularly negative about Mike. I'm not sure if it'll affect Mike's confidence or not. Okay, but those are some hypotheses that I have. Now, we'll assume that I do all of the other scenarios here, and I am scrolling down to ratings. All right, so these first two are with warmth or likability, confidence, because I agree it kind of seems warmth is a weird thing to say. So I think going with my hypothesis that Mike would be perceived as a little bit weird, I want to say something like, whether or not I'd want to be a friend with Mike. Okay, so how much does Mike or Mary seem like someone you would want to be a friend with? And then people can answer like this. I'm going to go up and change my hypothesis on this one a little bit and make it more specific. So men will be less likely to want to be friends with Mike than Mary. That's my big. And then men will judge Mike harshly. And I will look up the name of this reading, which is Ursuline. Okay. The very last thing asks about demographics, and I don't think there's anything else I want to add to this. Maybe how many friends you have, but that seems, I don't think we get good answers on that. So I think nothing to demographics. So I'm going to write an A here, and then I am going to save this and turn it in on Canvas.